Wildcats! Today we're working with the area of irregular shapes. Now recently we've learned about area of all the shapes like rectangles, squares, parallelograms, triangles, trapezoids, and even circles. Today we're going to combine those shapes and we're going to find the area of what we have in front of us. So just a reminder in case you have forgotten, to find the area of a rectangle we're going to do length times width. The area of a triangle is half of the base times height. And then we're going to do the area of a circle is pi r squared. We're going to use this information in order to solve the shapes that we have in front of us. Now, a helpful tip here is to divide the figures into the rectangles, triangles, and circles to find the area. So let's take a look at this first figure. If I notice, I see that I have a triangle is my first shape, and that seems to be sitting on top of a four-sided figure. And if I notice, the two side lengths are the exact same, so I know that I'm working with a square. In order to solve this, I'm going to make sure that I use the formula for my triangle, area equals 1/2 base times height. Now, looking at my triangle, I noticed it didn't label how big the base was, but I can use the values left from the square, and I know that it is 24. Together, I'm going to do 1/2 times 24 times 20 to solve for the value of this triangle right here. If I do 24 times 20 times 1/2, my answer is 240. The value of this triangle is 240. Now I need to find the area of the square. Again, to find the area of a square, I could just do length times width, which is going to be 24 times 24. In your calculator, when you do 24 times 24, it gives you 576. Now, we want to combine these two numbers, and what that's going to look like is adding 240 plus the 576. When I add these two units, I get 816 inches. Now, it is area, so I want to make sure I square that answer. Make sure you pause it and rewatch it if you have any questions. Now we're going to look at this figure on number 2. To me, I see two rectangles. The first rectangle that I'm looking at seems to have 16 by 18 is here and 12 is here. So 12 and 14, I know that is the value of this square. So to find the area of this one, I'm going to say 12 times 14, 12 times 14. And when I do 12 times 14, that tells me the value is 168. Looking at this second rectangle, I notice that it says up to this point right here, the value is 18. But I need to include this top value as well. So I'm going to do 18 plus 12 to get the side value of 30. Now, to solve for this part of the rectangle, I'm going to say 30 times the base 16. 30 times 16 gives me 480. Now, because I want to find the total, I'm going to add together the 480 plus the 168, and the total is 648. This mark means feet, and because we found area, it is square. Again, my answer would be 648 feet square. Remember, you always want to box in your answers so they're easy to find. Next, we're looking at number 3, and in number 3, it reminds me of a diamond or a kite, but really, if you'll notice, what I see is this is made up of multiple triangles. Maybe when you look at this, you see 2 large triangles, or you could see 4 small triangles. Let's solve it either way. Looking at it first, let's talk about the 2 big triangles you may see. You may see a top triangle and then you see a bottom triangle. Noticing this, I would say, all right, my triangle has a height of 10, but a base of 6 plus 6, which would give me 12. In order to solve for this triangle, I would say 1/2 times my 10 times 12. This means that this triangle right here has the value of 60. I have 2 of these triangles, so really I would have 60 plus 60. That would give me a total of 120. Now, I could also solve for this triangle as 4 small triangles. That would be 1, 2, 3, and 4. Again, I would solve for this by saying my triangles look to be a 6 by 10, and I would solve that by saying 1/2 times 6 times 10, and then I would multiply that. That would give me 30, and then I would do that 4 times because I have 1, 2, 3, 4 small triangles. Either way that I solve this, my answer gives me 120 feet squared. Either way, I showed you that however we set it up, as long as I'm using all the shapes and adding them together, your totals should be the same.